Good morning, guys. Welcome to another week of online learning. Woo woo! You guys are doing so awesome. All right, this week, pretty similar to our other weeks, so you guys should be getting pretty used to this by now. Please make sure you're keeping track of everything you're doing, either on a tracker, a blank piece of paper, or having your parents email it to me or text it to me on Fridays. Okay? So I can keep track of your work. Please make sure that you are doing the 4 basic subjects, and then the add-on ones are just great. I love to see them. The optional ones, I love to see your guys' work. All right, so this week on Wednesday at 2, we have our Google Hangout. Please join us. It's so much fun. This week we are going to dress up for our favorite holidays. Thank you, Kelton, for that recommendation. Dress up for our favorite holidays. We are going to play some Would You Rather and then some Kahoot this week, okay, to hang out and talk and break up the monotony a little. Okay. All right, first subject this week, math. Math, we've been working on our decimals and fractions. This week is only decimals. We're going to be comparing decimals. Remember, that is greater than, less than, or equal to. Our lovely signs up here. All right. So decimals, very similar to comparing whole numbers. Okay, for example, this one up here, this is 0.3 or 3/10 compared to 0.63 or 63 hundredths. Let me fill in those decimals a little bit better. Now, the first thing you need to know about comparing decimals, just like when you are adding, subtracting them, doing anything like that with tenths and hundredths, make sure they have the same number of spots after the decimal. Okay? So this one only has 1 spot after, this one has 2 spots after. With a decimal, you can add as many zeros after the decimal as you want. Will not change anything. It will still be, instead of 3/10, it'll be 31 hundredths, which is an equivalent fraction. Okay, so we're going to add that 0. Now, we're just going to look at the numbers. We are comparing 63, or 30 and 63. The greater number is 63. So 63 hundredths is greater than 30 hundredths. Okay, this week you may also see some with whole numbers in the beginning. Please always look at the whole number first. For example, if this were a 2.71 compared to a 1.19, the whole number would always just be the first thing you look at. If this was a 2, this would be the greater number. Okay? As it is, these are both 1 and 71 hundredths, 1 and 19 hundredths. Since these are the same, we don't need to worry about them. There are 2 spots after the decimal, so we're just going to look at the numbers. 71 compared to 19, the greater number is 71. Okay, remember, always goes towards the bigger one. It's eating the bigger number. Okay. This next one, 8/10 compared to 55 hundredths. Oh, we need to make sure it has the same number of digits after the decimal. We're just going to make this into 80 hundredths compared to 55 hundredths. Okay, again, just comparing. Doesn't have a whole number, so we're just comparing after the decimal. 80 compared to 55. The greater number is 80. And this last one, 1 and 46 hundredths, 1 and 5/10. The whole number is the same, so we are going to compare the decimals. There's 2 spots after this one, only 1 after this one. Let's change that. So now we have 1 and 46 hundredths and 1 and 50 hundredths. We compare 46 compared to 50, the greater number is 50. Okay, that is what you're going to be working on. Similar stuff like this. It's going to have you do it in word problems, probably use a number line, maybe draw out the decimal. So 63 hundredths, you would draw 100 squares and color in 63 to compare it. That's the way to draw a picture of it. But this is basically what you're going to be doing this week in math, all right? Okay, also, don't forget to do your 1 whole hour of math on iReady. You guys did so much better last week. Please make sure you're doing a whole hour. Make sure that you're on task working the entire time. One way to check that, to see if you have done it, is go into My Progress, and then you can find your information in there. So you could be on the computer for an hour, but only have been doing 30 minutes if you're not on task. So check that with My Progress. Okay? Reading, 30 minutes a day, as well as 1 whole hour of iReady reading. You guys, again, have been doing so much better this week. Very proud of you guys. Okay, our next one, our opinion writing. So you guys have been doing some great work, the ones that I have seen on opinion writing. Please make sure you start the introduction with the question. What are you going to be talking about and what your opinion is? And then you need to have a reason and evidence for that reason. And then please restate your opinion in the conclusion. Okay, for this week, our question is, should 4th grade aged students, 4th grade aged kids, be allowed to play any video game they want? Why or why not? Okay, so should you, as 4th grade age students or kids, be able to play any video game you want? Why or why not? Now please remember, an opinion paper is also being used to convince someone else. So if you think you should be able to play any video game you want and your parents disagree, think of this as a good time to convince them otherwise. Okay, come up with some good reasons. That's what an opinion paper is. It's a persuasive paper as well. You're trying to convince someone that you're right. Okay, so it has to have at least 3 paragraphs. But if you have more than one reason, with evidence for that reason, that needs to be another paragraph in the middle. An opinion paper can have as many reasons as you would like in it. Introduction, reason and evidence. You can have another reason and evidence. Conclusion, reason and evidence. Each one has their own paragraph. Okay, and the last one for our required ones, science. We've been looking at wetlands. We have done the Bill Nye wetlands, Magic School Bus wetlands, and the video this week is a little bit shorter, but it is all Utah wetlands. Utah has a lot of wetlands. We have pretty significant amount of birds, plants, everything else that grows around here. In fact, you probably live near a wetland. Okay, I know I do. Across from the school is that giant field that kind of has a big hole in it. That is a wetland. Okay, we have wetlands everywhere. So please watch the video, see if you can find some cool, interesting animals. Maybe look for those around your house, outside in your backyard. You could probably find some of the birds. And see one interesting thing that you can learn about from it. Okay? All right. Now on to our optional ones, our fun optional ones. This week for PE, Mr. Crown would like for you to come up with an obstacle course for you and your family. Now, this obstacle course could be, obstacle course, be creative. Create your own obstacle course and then time yourself and see how many times you can beat your own score, or have your siblings do it to see who can do it the fastest, maybe even your parents if they want to get in on it. Okay? Be creative. It could be climbing over a tree, under a tree, jumping over a rock, doing a cartwheel, anything like that. Be creative. Do an obstacle course. You can use sidewalk chalk. You could use things in your front yard, things around the house with your parents' permission. And come up with an obstacle course. I would love to see those videos. Okay, for art, in honor of Earth Day, which was on last Wednesday, we are doing nature art. That is making pictures outside with parts of nature. You can take some rocks, you can make some designs with rocks, some leaves, some branches, flowers, dirt, anything. And then take a picture of it and email it to me or text it to me. I would love to see that. And finally, for discovery, we are still talking about the natural world because Earth Day was last week. And there is a short video for you to watch and to complete the challenge at the end of the video. And then your assignment is to retell your experience with the challenge through a picture, draw a picture of it, video, audio, written reflection, any other fun, creative way you can think of. What did you observe? What did you notice or wonder? And how can you be more mindful about the earth on a regular basis? And these are actually great things to do since we are at home right now. We do have a lot more time to spend in nature and look around at these things. So please, please, please look at these if you have time, the optional ones. They are amazing and a great way to spend some time outside. All right, that is it for this week. Don't forget, Wednesday, favorite holiday. Be there, be square at 2 o'clock for our Google Hangout. Dress up for your favorite holiday. We're going to do Would You Rather and some Kahoot. So I look forward to seeing you guys then. I miss you so much. Love you guys. I'm so proud of you. You're doing awesome. And hopefully see you Wednesday. Peace.